Okay, so look, I put a bowl of water. I got a bowl of water. I filled it up with water, right? And then I put a glass bowl right here inside of this water, right? So when I be like, oh, we live underwater, but look, if I take this bowl of water out, right? Hang on. So if I was to remove this, you just see how this water just is, right? Don't mind the stain at the bottom of the bowl. Stay with me. But you see how this just is, right? So then when I make like a vacuum suction with the water, now you see how I just created an air bubble or air within water with this bowl. Still with me? Now imagine that this bowl, like inside of here, I'm just using what I got to work with right now. But just imagine that there was like structures, like mass inside of this glass bowl that separated the water. So now what I just created is a sky and an ocean, but just put in this bowl in here. So I have an upper rim and now a lower rim, and then a rim within a rim. So then I not only have one hand, so bear with me. And I don't know where my flashlight is. I only have my lantern. And the power went out twice today because of this tornado. But then now look. So say like this is sun. Oh, I can't do this with one hand. I might have to make another video. But like say like this is the light, right? Yeah, I cannot. But just imagine, right? The light is spinning around. And then when I did it off camera, the way I had it balanced, it was showing like, you know, not all, like this getting the brightest light. And then as you move the light around, you're seeing how the light is just shifting and then creating spaces of darkness. So then I was just like, okay, that's one way of thinking about it. And then say like if you take this same light, right? So you see, okay, hang on. No light in the bowl. Let me move that. All right, no light in the bowl. And then say like if the light did this. And I know this is an incomplete thought, but I wish I had more material to like really put what I can see in my mind that's going on here. But this is just interesting to me. But I'm going to see what I can do. All right. So then as I'm adding more water to this bowl, you see how it's becoming unstable? The sphere within the sphere, or the circle within the circle, right? See how water is making it shift? Let me go get another bottle of water. Hang on. Well, I'm going to show you this real fast. So you see how the bowl shifted. I'm not sure if you can see through there, but majority of all inside this bowl is water. Air. There's barely any water within the bowl itself. It shifted. Let me see if I can turn it. But you see here, air and then water, and it's at an angle, right? So again, we still have no mass in here. So then how do we get light in? And I'm just guessing. In order to get light through here, it has to be at this tilted sort of angle. But electricity now will give it motion. Let me see if we can start some here. Okay, that did nothing. But I don't know what I'm getting onto, but this is just so interesting to me. And then you can just kind of see how you're creating layers on the inside. But say if I wanted more air, less water, hang on. This thing is stuck. I mean, it ain't stuck, but and you tilt it. I don't know where I'm going with this yet, but this is just so interesting to me. And then just thinking about like light in general, you know, it doesn't have like a, oh, let me just charge up. Light happens at full speed. Like it's already generated to its highest capacity. Like that's just light. So you know, there's always these equations trying to track the speed of light and like how it travels. And then when I'm guessing like what would slow down light would be like glass. It'll help, like it'll make it lose energy like when making contact. And then thinking about how space folds or bends around light. Light is like unchangeable. I won't say unchangeable because it transforms. Okay, so I just added another bottle of water. So I added 3 bottles of water, right? So if I attempt to put it back in the center, uh-oh. So as I attempt to put the bowl back in the center, it has no center no more. It will always move away from the center because I added more water. Hang on. It's all right. It's a little water spilling. I'll clean it up later. Well, when I'm done. But you see that? It's lost its center. So it only can go around the center now. And even if it does go back to the center, it's very short-lived because then it's going to come right back because the water is expelling it out or helping it move. And it's just interesting to me the direction that it chooses to keep going in. Hey. So then now it's making me want to do a probability. Just sit here and keep doing it. Like, what's the probability it'll go to the left? Probability it'll go to the right. How long am I holding it down? Look at that. It's choosing this direction. Damn. Look at that. It's choosing this direction from where it wants to rise first or where it summons first. Interesting. And even when I flipped the bowl over, like, yeah, of course we lost some water, but what it did was create a deeper, it's creating depth. With the same volume of water, I've now created another layer within a layer. Now, say if I had another bowl and I flipped the bowl over how I did that. Oh, this is so exciting to, I didn't mean to yell in your ear, but this is so exciting to me. Oh my goodness. And then I'm just like picturing mass, but it wouldn't be this, just like mass now that comes in. This is just exciting. Now, what would happen when I place this in here face down? Watch. We're going to create a gravitational pull. Uh-oh, it got stuck. Let's put it back in the center. Did you see how there it is. But you see that? Okay, now it's filled with water, so it'll stay. But I'm trying to see. And this only has a little air space, so not too much. But I wish I had more materials. But this is fun to me. So if I was just to put it in and let it go, it'll flip right side up. But you see how it's still floating and it's not touching the bottom? See, it's not on the bottom. It's about that much air as it is at the top. That's the same space below, like about that much off the bottom. And what will happen when we flip it back over? Get over here. So now, since it's almost completely filled with the exception of that small layer, now it's lost its motion. It's the mass from the water now is holding it down, so it can't move. But you see how it even captured the air bubble that's on the inside. An air bubble within water, within water. That's a pretty bubble. And then let's try it again. Just get in there. What you gonna do? Okay, last one. Watch. What happens? The inside, no water inside. It is completely dry. Yet surrounded and submerged, but it's still floating, not touching the ground. Dry as a whistle on the inside. There's no water in here. Is it? Oh, it's a little. Okay, a little water. Let's see. Okay, now we got no water. I'm gonna play around, add some mass in here. Let's see what we got. And if we can create more dimensions within the water.